What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to look at what is happening to the price of the Memorial Collection. Seems to have actually kind of found its way out into the UK now, yay! Although I'm home for one day between being in Italy and being in the US, and I don't have time to go and pick up a box, and this is making me genuinely sad. I'll have one when I get back, don't you worry. But the point is, now that it's kind of out everywhere, and it's been out in most places for a couple of weeks, we need to be looking at what's actually happening to the prices here and whether they're going up or down or just kind of chilling a little bit. So we might as well start off with what is clearly the biggest card in the set, and that is the Bon Clay Bentham. Now, annoyingly on TCG Player, we have to use a 3-month graph because a 1-month graph doesn't quite show us everything we need. We need the pre-sale prices, and this, since release, has just jumped. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. It got released and it jumped up. And partly this is because it's a very, very good, very, very playable card. It is the only secret rare in the set. We'll get there in a minute. But on play, you had a Don card from your Don deck active, and when attacking, you get to copy the power of one of your opponent's characters. So you whack a Don on there, and all of a sudden, yay! You're already outpowering them. And of course, the alternate art here is Bon Clay Bentham, but it's Bon Clay Bentham as Nami, and that kind of helps to explain it. And I will say, it is a great card. And this has all the makings of a big card in terms of value, because we've got a very playable card. We got an alternate art secret rare, which is obviously very low pull rate, and we've got Nami on here. And all of this adds up to, okay, fine, that kind of makes sense. That should be super expensive. But then it's the only secret rare in the set. So you're going to be pulling it twice as often as the alternate art secret rares from any other set, which really should be helping to offset a lot of other stuff. There's a lot making it more expensive, but then we've got a lot of reasons why this should then actually be coming down. And the answer is yes. I do think this is going to keep coming down over time, but for now, this is a powerhouse card. Maybe there's an element here of more people buying singles, not boxes, so that is pushing up the price. That is one thing that I am keeping a bit of an eye on. As for the regular Bon Clay Bentham, that one has gone from like 50 to 40. It looks like a pretty dramatic crash on the graph. However, it's actually a little bit of a misnomer here, because it's, look at the y-axis, going from like 50 at the top to 34 at the bottom. So it is less dramatic than it might look, and it's sticking at about $40. Essentially, what we've got here is decent card, very playable, and that has led people to push it up a little bit. It's going to attract a bit of value. But again, the fact that it's the only secret rare in the set really does mean that you're going to be pulling it twice as often as a regular secret rare, because every other set has two, and that should bring down the price at least over time. Now, there is another one that's jumping up in price quite a bit, and we are going to get in a minute to a lot of the cards crashing, but there are some others that are jumping up in price. One of them is Kid and Killer. And this one does actually make an awful lot of sense. It's gone from a low of 55, it's up to 60. So again, it's $16 from top to bottom here. And it has started to come back down again, but this one is not crashing in price, like we've seen so many alternate arts do over the years. And the reason is EB-08. There is some speculation going on here. Right now, Red Purple Law from Starter Deck 10 is a good deck. It is a top 6 deck right now in the current metagame, at least according to Limitless TCG, and they follow their stuff pretty well. So it's a good deck. But when EB-08 drops, it becomes the best deck in the format. It becomes a phenomenal deck, as I showed you the other day. At which point, we are going to be running to find the good cards in that deck. And one of the good cards in that deck is Kid and Killer. This is a great card because you can play it for free, and if your opponent's got 2 or less life remaining, you got a 7k card with Rush, which is clearly absurd, all right? Great card, great deck. Right now, it's fine. But when we get to EB-08, Red Purple Law is going to become the best deck in the format. And when that happens, oh, this card is going to be much more sought after. The thing is, we get the same sets as Japan. The only difference is like the treasure rare. So we can already see what's happening in Japan. And honestly, I expect this to keep going up. I expect this to go up again rather than down, because the results coming out of Japan are showing us this card is going to be more sought after in the future, not less. Now, there are a bunch of cards that are just coming down quite nicely. Charlotte Flampe, very good card. 1 cost, counter plus 2k, and on play you can add a card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand and draw a card. So it's got counter plus 2k, but also on play you can give yourself a plus 2 card advantage. 1 from your life, 1 from your deck. That's clearly brilliant. It is seeing a bunch of play right now, and we expect it to see a bunch of play in the future. But it is just a standard alternate art. There's nothing hugely special about it. It's gone from 150 pre-sale, which to be clear was always ridiculous, and is settling down at about 45. People were expecting this to maybe be a little bit higher than it ended up being. There was some real speculation going on at the start. This is just a decent alternate art. Decent character, decently playable. It's fine, but it's nothing truly special, so this makes perfect sense. The big leader in the set is Kozuki Oden. We had a pre-sale of about 65, and it's dropped down to like 33. Because it's not that good a leader. I'm still checking these Japanese results on a regular basis. None of the leaders in EB-01 are really making any dent in the Japanese metagame at all. And this is your Wano leader, and you've got all the Wano characters behind it. So, it's a cool card. It looks amazing. And I can see a lot of people wanting to pick it up for the artwork, especially if you're a fan of the Wano arc. But you don't need this to play with. It's not terribly relevant. And I don't expect this holding a bit of value. I mean, for me personally, I am loving it right now. Because there are 2 cards I desperately want to be picking up from this set. One is the alternate art Kyros leader, which is settling quite nicely at a $15 card. I just really like it. I like the way it matches with the OP-04 Rebecca. So this makes me very happy. It's a cool leader. I don't think it's a particularly playable leader. I still love playing Rebecca. I don't really like Kyros as a playable leader, but that's not really the point now, is it? It's a cool card I want in my collection. Absolutely gone down. It's crashing. Same thing with Laboon. I love Laboon. I love Soso's artwork. And sure, there's been a very small jump from like $12 to $14. But again, this is a pretty good card. And what am I going to do? Buy a box and hope I pull it? Or just pay like 1/6 of the price of a box and just pick it up? I'm definitely going to do that. Haven't actually managed to pick up my boxes yet, so I'm not buying anything until I do. But make no mistake about it, I will absolutely be picking this up. And the fact that it's crashing down nicely is honestly brilliant. And most of the cards are. But there are a few that are accepting. Like I say, the Bonclay Bentham is not going down. Kid and Killer is not going down. And also, well, Brook didn't, but it is now. The alternate art Brook started off at like $25, managed to go up to 30, and is now down to like 28. And again, important to note the y-axis here, there is $6 between the top and bottom of this graph. You can't just look at the lines, you gotta look at the axes. So I don't think it's necessarily that Brook is jumping up in price massively. I think what is actually happening here is that it's not going down. And Brook is a decent enough card. On play and when attacking, i.e. use it every single turn, which is cool. Give up to one of your opponent's characters, -1 cost for the turn, and KO a 0 cost character. It's cool. It's not amazing, but it's cool. And we could look at a bunch of others. The Tony Chopper is the other so-so artwork. You've gone from $35 down to about $27, and all the signs are telling us that this is going to keep falling. Most of the set is still falling, which is what we expect to happen. We do expect the set to keep falling as time goes by. But there are some here which are holding on to their value way more than they really should be. And one of my explanations here is fewer boxes, so people are just picking up the singles they want. And unlike in some other games, I did a video like this for Pokemon the other day, it really does seem to be a playability thing. Cards like Kid and Killer, cards like Bon Clay Bentham, the playable cards, they are holding on to their value a lot better than some others. Oh, and it is worth noting that the manga rare is now starting to creep up. I told you this was not going to be a big manga rare, and I stand by that. But I also told you like $630 was still way too low, and this should be jumping up again. Has jumped up to about $750 is a decent shout of where we are at the moment. I'm not thinking this is going to be a big manga rare. I still don't think that. But I do think where we were is just way too low. So it does look like that is picking up. Right, there we go. That's what you need to know. That's what's going on. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these cards. Tell me which ones you've picked up, which ones you've bought. Tell me if you got yourself any good deals. Tell me what you're waiting on. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Lawasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.